Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the most underrated live stream on YouTube. It is another Mountain Man Monday. This is live stream episode 59, and today is January the 25th, 2021. I want to welcome everyone that is going to join me here live this evening for some wonderful conversation and discussion and things happening in the mountain and beyond. And those of you that join after the fact on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel on this live stream, and all the live streams are always available under the live stream playlist. I hope everyone has had a great start to their week and having a wonderful Monday. It's a typical Monday, getting things going, a little rainy here in the mountains, a little bit cloudy, and getting started a little bit later this evening as well. You know, I tell you, I check these live streams after the fact, and they always have that little bit of a grainy beginning to it. So I'm always a little fearful that people jump in and say, oh, look at the garbage quality, and jump back out. But I promise you, once again, the most underrated live stream on YouTube. We have some fantastic conversations here. Everybody is going to have a good time tonight and enjoy this Mountain Man Monday, hopefully. I was out running some errands a little bit earlier, and I was at the gas station getting some gas for the car not that long ago, with like within the last hour. And I'm wearing right now a short sleeve t-shirt and shorts, which is ridiculous for this time of the year, even though it's not super cold right now because we have a little bit of a warm front coming through the mountains. It's like in the 50s outside. But people are staring at me at the gas station like I'm a nut. And now I know why. It's because I'm looking like I'm dressing, and it's August right now. And it's even more crazy because I'm always giving my kids heck when they walk around inappropriately dressed. And I'm like, you need to bundle up. You know, I can't run the heat all the time, having it super hot in the house. I don't want anybody catching a cold. Wear, you know, long sleeves, pants, and stuff like that. And here I am, literally dressed like I could be going outside to a July 4th barbecue right now. So, no wonder folks were looking at me like, what's that goofy dude doing with no coat and out there in short sleeves and shorts at the gas station? But once you get into the car, you got the heated seats and it gets nice and comfortable. Park the car in the garage and everything's okay. So, you know, yeah, that's all right. I'm not afraid to be a little unusual, but I would have been a little more comfortable had I dressed appropriately, and then maybe people wouldn't look at me like I'm nuts. We got people rolling in here this Monday. We've got Paulina here. Hello, and I hope you're having a great start to your week. We've got Lily. Hello to you. Hey is right. We've got Blondie's Adventures. Always nice having you here. Welcome. Steve Fowler, it's been a little while. Hi, guys. Hello to you. I hope you're having a great start to your week. We got Foxy Wolf. Welcome to another Mr. Mountain Man Monday live stream. Fun awaits us. Sit back and enjoy the ride. That's right. What are we going to do? We get the flex and we get the hammer, and then we get it in there. So we get the little pose going on there. It's funny because YouTube offers up some thumbnails on these live streams, and I'll either make one or pick one that it offers up, and it offers three. It'll chop up. It has some AI in it. You can tell that it'll pick up facial expressions, but boy, the one it had from the original cut of last week's live stream was goofy. I was making like some face or something. It was terrible. And so I had to go back and change that later. But yeah, it's funny what it'll come up with. Looking and sounding good right now. I appreciate that. Like I said, I tried to start the computer a little bit early tonight as I was getting things ready. In a little bit of a rush. It's been a little bit of a busy evening, you know, when you got the kids and you finish work and everything's going on. Sometimes, believe it or not, and I'm sure you can understand, the live stream kind of falls low on the list of urgency around the chaos of the house. So I was trying to get things done and running around, but definitely was going to be here, and wanted to make sure I had this on a little bit early in case it needed to do some processing or updating. It's a great machine. It's just, I don't know, sometimes it just starts out a little sluggish, and I'm afraid that causes some lackluster participation. As I keep saying, this is the most underrated live stream on YouTube. We have dynamic, wonderful, great conversations here, entertaining, and I hope you all enjoy it. Pull up a bar stool and enjoy your Monday with me. Thank you for that report, by the way, Foxy. I appreciate it. Let's see. We've got Jennifer Rathbone here. Hi, Mr. Mountain Man, everyone. Hello to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Nice Monday. We've got Larry. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man, and all. You know, when I look at your logo there and just briefly look at it, like glance, I don't look at the colors. I don't look at the letters. I don't know why. It kind of reminds me of the Football Hall of Fame Canton, Ohio logo. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking up the logo right now just to see. I am not sharing the screen. Yeah, if you look at the Pro Football Hall of Fame logo, different color, it kind of looks like your logo with the pointy part in the middle, which is cool. I like it. It's really, really awesome. You'll have to look that up. You might get a giggle, Larry, because I think my memory was right. Lily can't stay. Have an early morning for work. Understood. Great seeing you. Stay safe. Catch y'all later. Okay, Lily, take care. And thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. I know it is a little bit later. Howdy, howdy. What's up, everyone? The ceiling. That's the oldest reply to that comment, or the sky. That's what's up. But no, seriously, it's a great start to the week. Can't complain. Just getting things rolling here on a Monday night. Didn't do that much this weekend. Kind of run of the mill. Nothing super exciting. It's not like I sat around or anything and didn't do anything. It's just doing a lot of, I worked out and I went to the grocery store a few times and I cooked out and spent some time with the family. Washed the cars. Went to wash the cars this weekend and went to one of those drive-through wand car washes. Well, no. All right, I take that back. For my car, the Mustang, I hand washed it on Saturday evening. It was cold. It was in the 40s. So I filled up the bucket outside with hot water or warm water and soap. So at least the bucket was warm. And then I wore those blue gloves, like the blue latex gloves. Those are a curse and a blessing. They actually do insulate your hand from getting the water directly on them. But once the water gets trapped inside them, that can be kind of cruel to your fingers. But I did fill it up, but the hose water, unfortunately, was freezing cold. Car came out great, looked great because I had driven it the previous week. Some of those pictures I had posted where I had been in the snow, the car was a mess. And it really needed to be cleaned. So I got that done. And then the next day cleaned the family car, the van. And have you guys ever seen that movie? If you haven't, it's a classic comedy called Office Space with Mike Judd and Jennifer Aniston. The very beginning of the movie, the main character is in traffic going to work, like to his work on like Monday morning. And he's on the interstate and there's like 5 lines of traffic. And he's in like the slowest line. And then the next lane starts to move. So he moves over there and then that one stops and the lane he was in moves. And then he does it again. He sees the next lane over start to move. So he goes over there, immediately has to hit the brakes. And then his line kept moving. It's hilarious because that's happened to all of us. But that happened to me at the car wash. Like I got there yesterday. Now, thankfully I didn't move around because I learned from that logic, but there's like 4 bays and they're all full. And the guy in front of me looked like he was completely done. His car was super duper clean and everybody else's looked like dirty. So I get behind him and I don't know what he was doing. And it was clean. And then he like cleaned it again. And then he was like spraying the exhaust pipes. He had a Volvo like 15 times. And then it looked like he was done. And he was like looking at the machine with all the knobs. And he's like, what, like he's confused at what to do. He wasn't confused. I mean, it seemed like he knew what he was doing, but I think this was one of the credit card ones. And the problem with that is because I put in quarters is you can get a lot more time. Normally with the quarters, you're like, hold on, I got to go fast. I don't have any more dollars. I got to put quarters in. But if you got a credit card, you just charge it. And you're like, what's another 5 minutes? Charge me, whatever. And he was just taking his sweet time and all the bays kept having the cars clear out. But I'm like, I can't move because if I go over to that bay, then he'll leave and then I'll be stuck behind that car. I just picked the worst absolute line. That van had been through the snow for that video I had made last week. And so he was just taking forever. And I was sitting there like, come on. I was like, first of all, the wand, when you go to the car wash, is supposed to be for like the quick clean. It really is kind of the in-between clean. If you want to give it that kind of TLC, take it home and do what I did with the Mustang, wash it by hand. But I don't know, clean the exhaust pipes like 15 times. I was like, what is he doing? But got the cars clean. So that was pretty much it for the weekend. I did not watch any of that football. Football is dead to me this year. My teams are out. I did check in on the scores. I was a little surprised by what ended up happening. But it was pretty tame in that front. I didn't spend a lot of time watching the football games. Let's see. I am a little bit behind. Oh, that's very polite of you, Blondie. Please give a big thumbs up. I appreciate that. How about 2 thumbs up? Which direction do those go? Does it matter? Yep, to match. Beep. Yeah, that's looking good. Hey, Mom, how's it going? Hello to you and Dad. Love you. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week and doing well. Hey, so Foxy says, I wear silk caftans all over the place, grocery shopping, out to eat, so forth and so on. Right. Wear whatever it is makes you comfortable. I just was it was a real misfire on me because I'm like, all right, it's Monday. I'm going to do Mountain Man Monday tonight, which means I usually don't go and work out. So I don't leave the house. But some things change and I had to go run some errands and pick up one of the kids and get some gas and do stuff. So, and then for whatever reason, I didn't put on a coat. I don't know what I was thinking. Just wasn't thinking straight. I had that last January when I got back from Florida, pumping gas in Ohio in the snow in shorts and flip flops, right? Like that dude's hardcore right there. Look at him. He's got the flip flops on. But yeah, it was crazy. Make sure I don't miss anybody here. Saying howdy. Hey, we got Ted and Deborah Harrison. Hello to you. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Let's see here. I always say when everybody says howdy. Welcome everyone to Mr. Mountain Man live stream tonight. Appreciate that. Blondie, by the way, everybody knows Blondie, but if you don't, check out her channel as well. Has live streams and videos as well as her husband, the Traveling Hoosier, and always welcome here. And I hope you enjoy Blondie and have a good time and enjoy the live stream. And hope things are going well up your way. I don't know how much snow you guys have gotten up your way or not. I kind of keep an eye on the Midwest because family that lives in Ohio and stuff, but it's been kind of scaled back. We got that little bit of snow last week and it's been kind of warm. I mean, warmer, very mild. Hey, Mike. Hey, folks. Hope you're doing well and having a great start to your week and hope things are going well for you down there in Florida. Let's see. And, oh, we got somebody here I don't recognize. We got Imbug. Hello, Mr. Mountain. Hello to you. I hope you're having a great start to your week. A nice Monday. And welcome to the live stream, or whether you've been here before or not. And I also want to extend an extra warm welcome to everyone that's new or maybe watching this for the first time. Believe it or not, every once in a while, some new folks do come around. And so welcome. Some people like to listen in the background. Some people like to activate the chat and say howdy. Either way, you are welcome here. And I hope you enjoy the conversation. Thanks for joining us. Hey, there's a Traveling Hoosier. If the picture is grainy, tap the screen in the upper right-hand corner. Oh, click them. You can choose the different quality. Yeah, so I am on StreamYard right now, and so I do not have that changed. The problem is the Traveling Hoosier is I live in the mountains and have horrible internet service. It's the best that they make because where I live, they don't have a ton. Basically, the companies won't pay to run better internet because of the sparse nature of the residential in this area. And so the upload speeds stink. And that's what you need for a live stream. You need great upload speed. And I'm just dealing with the hand I'm dealt, and it's not a lot. So what I do is I go around the house and I make sure to make sure to get everybody off the internet. Now, by the way, if you were telling everybody else to downgrade their service while watching this, if it's grainy, you are 100% right. On YouTube, you can scale back your own quality. And I apologize. I may have completely misinterpreted that. I didn't know which audience that was for. But for the folks watching, if you ever have a grainy experience, you can downgrade it. But if you're getting grainy experience from me, it's my fault, and there's not a whole lot that I can do about it. I try though. I try my best. Let's see. We got it is similar. The little logo. It looks really cool. We got AAA here. I hope you're doing well. You as well. Glad to have you here. It's been a little while, and I hope you're doing well. Last time I think I ran across you might have been in you're in what's his name? What's his name's live streams? Goodness gracious. The guy who plays the keyboard in the musical interests, Saxy Matt. Saxy Matt, don't you are AAA? Don't you're in Saxy Matt's live stream sometimes, right? I think I could be completely wrong. You guys, if you know me by now, I'm always like trying to connect the dots, and I'm like half off. But anyway, great to have you here. I hope you have a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Yeah, not on purpose. No, but it still looks really cool. By the way, green. I love the color green. So it looks really, really awesome. Let's see. Everybody's saying howdy, 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 howdy. Let's see who else is here. If I missed anybody, just keep putting it in there. Hey, we got Chad Lovelace here. Good evening, Mr. Mattman, everyone in the chat tonight. Appreciate it, Chad. Great to have you back here. I know there's been a few times, you've got a busy schedule working and things going on and have missed the live stream and have posted comments as such. No worries. I mean, just glad to have you here. I hope you enjoy and have a enjoyable time. Let's see. 18 people are watching, but only 6 thumbs up. Let's show our short support. Well, I appreciate that. It's interesting on this angle from StreamYard. I can't really tell. StreamYard, I have mixed opinions on, and I've told you guys about that before. It is a fantastic piece of software that is free out of the box of what it does. I really, really like the ability to highlight people's comments. It's more listen, I'm in the minority by using a software like this. I know people do. Some do post it on the screen, but of the thousands and thousands of live streams out there, a lot of people will just read comments, and there's a little bit of a disconnect. I like the continuity that it gives when it shows it there. However, the downside is it's not very robust when it comes to like moderating and when it comes to tapping into the actual functionality from a core YouTube. And it has dawned on me to maybe try a different software like OBS or something else. Yeah, so I really like the software. I like what it shows, but it's not perfect. And the biggest thing is I'm such a small channel, and such. We don't have too many problems with the trolls. But I do ask as a reminder I can't even tell who's a moderator here. Like when I look, I don't even see blue wrenches. Everything in this view, everybody is just in bold black letters. I can't tell any differences on this. I have to go back to YouTube, after the live stream and look. And I know I have enough moderators set up, but it's not that big of a deal because we don't have that many people. But if somebody says something out of left field, the moderators can, take down those comments because I can say hide. It looks like I can hide a comment, but I don't know what that actually does in reference to YouTube. As far as the 18 people only watching 6 thumbs up, normally it's weird because you guys hear me be introspective on YouTube and how things are going and all that stuff. This is a hobby and blah blah blah. You've heard the story 100 times, and what my motivation is for this. There's no grandiose aspirations for anything. The organic growth is fantastic. With that said, I definitely have settled on the fact that I like people to enjoy the content I put out. And the only way to know that is obviously through the ways that YouTube gives, which is either views and thumbs up and stuff like that. It is a little bit of a bummer when you get really excited about a video and you put it out and there's a lackluster amount of viewership. And the reality is, it's completely obvious the way YouTube works is the only way to get those things known and promoted is through the system of the game, which is YouTube, which is thumbs up and sharing and all those kinds of things. So on one hand, I'm like, I don't really feel like promoting that. It's weird because at the end of all my videos, I have that text that comes up, says, please like and subscribe, but it just feels so templated. I might even remove that someday. But so on one hand, I'm like, I really just want it to be organic. But on the other hand, if I don't encourage some of that, then what happens is that I don't know. Then these things don't look that. They just end up in a vacuum and nobody really knows about them because I do think the video is really cool. And the live streams, like I said, this is like the most underrated live stream on Monday night, right, guys? This is a lot of fun. We have a great conversation and we get into a lot of fun stuff. So, I also think a lot of people kind of just check it out. They want to see what's happening, they want to see who's there, kind of take a peek at the list, and then they're like, well, I don't see anybody I know, so I'm going to head out. Some people don't know, what I'm talking about or if it's interesting. So, the biggest thing that I hope on my end is that whoever drops in, if they're hearing something interesting, the quality is as good as it can be as far as video, as I mention often, because I have a feeling if people drop in, they're like, oh, that might be neat to hear this channel. And then they're like, oh my gosh, it looks like garbage. I'm going to just head back out. So, anyway, I guess in order to really get people to enjoy it, you have to kind of be into, pushing a lot of that. Like, please subscribe, please share, and all of that stuff. But it feels, sometimes I don't know. I just like it happen organically. But unfortunately on YouTube, nothing really happens organically. You have to make those things occur in order for the other side to happen. So that old cliche. It is what it is. And yes, so I thank you, and I'm very humbled by all the kindness that you guys do provide. Bad ending for football. Bring on baseball now. Isn't that the great saying? No matter what sport you're in, if it stinks, you just on to the next. Like, if you're into racing, racing's around the corner. If you're into baseball, baseball, football. It's interesting. I said football's dead to me, and then I found myself. I always listen to this iHeart radio station called Steelers Nation Radio. It's 24/7, 365 Steelers radio. They have a lot of repeat, but they also have a lot of good stuff. And so I'm sitting here saying football's dead, and then I'm listening to Steelers in my ear. It's hilarious. I was traveling down US 41 and Tulane Road when I was behind about 30 Model T cars that were part of a collector's club. Problem was the max speed for a Model T is 35. Right. So I bet you at first that was pretty cool, right? Like, oh, check out these classic cars. And then like 5 minutes later, you're like looking at your watch and you're like, come on, let's go. Yeah, Tulane Road with double yellow line probably. So cool for a couple minutes, and then afterwards. One of the things that I enjoy, and I haven't done in a while, you guys have seen me out in the motorcycle in the videos, are they're called poker runs or toy runs. And basically groups of motorcycles get together, and the poker runs, you would go from like location to location, and you would get one card. And then whoever had the best poker hand at the end might win some raffle. It was always for charity. The toy runs were my favorite, though. They would always pick like a organization that all the they would find a bunch of kids in the local area that were maybe underprivileged, and so all the bikers would have to bring one or two toys. So they'd all strap them on the back or put them on their put them in their saddlebags. And then a lot of times they'd have like a big old U-Haul at the beginning, and you would pack up that U-Haul, and then everybody. And some of the biggest ones I used to do, like down in Charlotte when I lived there, and the surrounding areas, were hundreds of motorcycles, and they'd be police escorted. It was so cool because you'd ride 2x2, police escorted, see all this beautiful area. So it reminded me when you're talking about that, Mike, about the, like a club. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, hey, Rita, welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you here. I am doing well. Hope you're well and having a nice start to your week. Are you ready for February? Do you have any plans? Nothing, major going on. I'd like to get, you know, I I think, well, a couple random things. Our Ripley's passes over there in Gatlinburg are going to expire. So probably need to renew them. We had a conversation about that the other week. So a lot of the usual there. Would love to see some more snow in the mountains and do some more things in that nature. Some stuff going on with the family, and the baby's birthday and some other things coming up. So some neat stuff. But yeah, and just wanting to enjoy the mountains in the winter because spring will be around the corner. So I'm hoping that we get a little bit more snow. Um, let let's see. Larry up there in Ohio has small amount of snow and some ice. Ice is no fun. You know, that was one thing about living in the Carolinas, especially over in Charlotte. You get a lot of ice because you're kind of on that area where you're not far enough north to get the real snow, but you're not far enough south that you're getting rain. So we got some crazy ice when I used to live there. I remember one year, it's probably about 2003 or 4. I have some incredible pictures. Back then, it might have been before digital cameras were a big thing. They might be real pictures. You know, every single limb on a tree was covered in, quarter to a half inch ice, every blade of grass, everything. I mean, it's a spectacular view. It wreaks havoc on electrical because it pulls all the lines down. I remember there was one time we didn't have power for like 2.5 days, maybe 3 days. So yeah, ice isn't so much fun and can be dangerous, but snow is more fun. Looks like it sounds like Blondie's getting some snow. I see by the emoji there. So you don't want any snow or maybe too much snow. Um, yeah. And Mike says I reprogrammed the old GPS to find an alternate route. And yeah, I did notice here, AAA, something about your mom. I wasn't aware. Surgery. I hope you and your family are doing well. Um, and I hope things get better there for you. I know a lot of people, have been in here and mentioned, health related issues. So, prayers for everyone, and I hope everybody's on the up and up, getting better. Let's see. We've been staying in the high 40s and mid 50s. Today was 60. Gotta love that crazy Tennessee weather. You know what, Rita? And I'll show you in the news. It's going to be really the flowers, the bulbs or the tulips or whatever. They're going to be confused the heck out of them tomorrow because it's supposed to be like 68 here, and then 2 days later, the high is like 35. So, you're talking about a 30-degree difference in the highs. It's nuts. And so you being just to the west of us, you get it a little bit before we do. So, yeah. Let's see. Just missing out on the snowstorm here in Northeast Wisconsin. Chad, by the way, are you a Green Bay fan? Not to rub it in. I just was curious. If I was a bet man, I would have said Green Bay would have won that game. I didn't watch it, but yeah, I was surprised. I've been riding in the 70s for the last couple of days. Had a house open. Yeah, that's great temperatures for saving on the old heating bill, letting that fresh air come in. Oh, Blondie is tired of old man winter. Yeah, Blondie, it's weird because things certainly have come full circle. I really enjoy. I guess I really do enjoy the moderate winters of the Carolina because in the mountains because when I grew up in Ohio, I did used to call them the gray days of winter. I mean, it really dragged out. I mean, as an adult, that atmosphere is very nice in December for the holidays and and all that. Maybe a little bit in January. The problem in Ohio too was there wasn't a whole bunch in the way of like winter sports. There were a couple hills and skiing. We didn't get into it much growing up, but it's not like you had the mountains and like some more some better places to do that kind of thing. So it did just maybe become a nuance. It was harder to get to work, things like that if you were an adult. Although with school, when you're a kid, you loved it when school was canceled. Um, Ted and Deborah Harrison, thank you for the report. The way it looks now, Foxy Blondie and your mom are only moderators in your chat. Okay. Um, if anybody who's here a lot wants to be a moderator, you're welcome to post in there that you want to be if you're here often. Because I know that Foxy is here every single week. So that's good to know. Blondie and mom are here and there. I know Blondie makes it a lot and mom a lot. I don't even know, mom, if you know how to use the moderator tools. I'm not sure, but I'm surprised Larry isn't. I thought I made Larry a moderator. anyway, it's not like we have like 6,000 people in here. I mean, if we've got three, what was that? 10% of the people, or 15% of the people are moderators. So I appreciate it, Larry. You got the best Monday night live stream. I'm telling you, it's underrated. I'm telling you, people got to come here and enjoy. They get all the great anecdotes from Mr. Mountain Man and from everybody else. Amen to that. I appreciate it. That is awesome. I'm very, very humbled. Oh, hey, Blondie said, I did a 2-hour live stream last Saturday driving around my city. That is really cool. You know, that's one of the advantages of a bigger channel like Blondie's, the ability to do the mobile live stream. So that is really, really cool. You have to have patience. Time makes it grow organically. Right. It's weird because my desire in a vacuum would be that it happened organically, but I'm coming to realize that if I don't, you know, be a little more on the offense and be like, hey, everybody, make sure you thumbs me up and share this and like this. There actually are studies and stuff that show that you're supposed to, within the first minute of your video, you are supposed to remind your audience to, if you like my content, then please make sure you hit like and subscribe and share. Believe it or not, because it's just a cue to the audience or to the passerby to maybe go, oh, this is kind of a neat video. I'm enjoying it, but I don't push it a lot. I did do that in one video recently. I think it might have been the Tail of the Dragon. I was like, oh, let me say something at the beginning. But anyway, some of that is kind of by programming. Video and audio is great on this end. Thank you. That means I did my due diligence, my homework. I got everybody to turn off their devices or at least turn off the Wi-Fi. Camping Therapy says, you could drive in my town in 2 minutes. There's a lot of input here, positive input, and you supply interesting content to hold the interest and keeps me coming back. I appreciate that. And also the efforts, Foxy, of doing the moderating and all the great people that are here weekly. Please, anybody, don't ever, like the audience that is here is ample, as long as people enjoy it. And it's just, I feel a real passion of energy. Like, I think we have such neat conversations. I just would enjoy that other people are privy to that as well. Let's see. Mike says, I don't watch sports. I'd be outside doing stuff, not watching the stuff. Yeah. And we've talked about that before. The one thing about sports is they are, it's give or take. I mean, they're an investment. That's why ever since the advent of the DVR, I have watched a lot of sports on delay, and you just learn to get crafty at it. You don't check your phone. Because if you take a 3-hour NFL game, you can watch it in 2 hours or less if you cut out the commercials and halftime. And so somebody might say, well, that feels ingenuine, or I'd have to fast forward. No, you don't. You just watch it, and you get totally wrapped up in it, and it doesn't matter anyway. And so a lot of times, let's say an NFL game is at, like a Steelers game is at 1 on Sunday. I might get stuff done, around the house or doing this or that, and start watching it at 2:30 on delay. And then I watch it. And it's also a lot more fun because if there's a suspenseful part of the game, you don't have to watch, 15,000 commercials on investments and life insurance and Taco Bell and everything else. So, yeah, I do think you're right. It is. And I think getting outside is super healthy. That's awesome. Blondie kept throwing us in floorboard, knocking us around, had to get us meds. Oh, did little camera shake there going on? I wasn't able to see it, but oh, and Ted Deborah said we used to do teddy bear runs to local children's hospital, and that's one thing I love because I think there's a stigma and a stereotype on bikers and stuff like that, but so many of them get together and do great things for people. And so, my goodness, right now, I am getting smoked out of here. It is so hot. So you guys know from the Eclectic Handyman, I have a Nest thermostat because I put them in. But the problem is, in like a lot of houses, is different rooms have different propensity to be like hot or cold. And so different times of the day. And then what happens is, and I can't connect because I turned off the Wi-Fi. I was like looking at my phone trying to get on the Nest app because it feels like it's like 80 degrees in here. But and I don't want to turn the phone on because then I'll probably get grainy. But yeah, it feels like it's super hot. Glad I'm wearing a short sleeve t-shirt. So let's see here. A lot of grilling. I didn't see what that was connected to. I know you grill, I grill. A lot of grilling is fun. Larry's way past ready for spring, past the gray days of winter. You know, that part of Ohio, because parents have a place up there as well. You know, it can be really beautiful and very mild temperatures in the summertime. Um, yes, those runs are needed, and you know, hopefully getting back to more normalcy soon. Needing warm weather. Yep, yep. And Stacy says 60s in North Georgia. You know, we might drive from Indiana to Florida for a road trip soon. That's awesome, and that's a great road trip too, because you know, depending on the way you go, you know, you're going to go through. Well, you know, you've done it before, but you know, you go down through Tennessee and Georgia. If you're going over by the Panhandle side, or if you come over this way, then North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, down into Florida. Um, uh, Good time to get down there to Florida. I've actually been watching some of the videos over there on Yankee in the South. We lived in Florida for 12 years, in Daytona Beach. And so it was, you know, so I'm very, very familiar with that area. And also, the biggest thing we were fans of was Disney World. We were annual pass holders for many, many years. So no exaggeration, I have been to the Disney parks, the individual parks. If you added them all up, I've probably been to the parks maybe close to 100 times. We loved it. I mean, so that would be meaning, you know, if you counted a trip to Epcot, a trip to Magic Kingdom, a trip to Animal Kingdom, a trip to studios, and et cetera, et cetera. A big fanatic of Disney history, Walt Disney World. I know a lot about it, a lot of the attractions, a lot of the extinct attractions, a lot of what goes on. I still stay pretty much in tune to the news down there. But we didn't love Florida enough to stay in the state just because of the theme parks. So if there was one thing we missed from Florida, you've heard me say it before, it's Walt Disney World. But you know, it's always a day's drive away. You can go down there and still go. It's not like we could never go again, just not with the ability that we did previously, because from the proximity we were to the parks. If you guys have heard me mention before, Disney World allows you to bring in food and drink. So once you have the cost sunk from your season passes or tickets, you can load up on the sub sandwiches and the crackers and the cookies and the chips or whatever you want to bring, and all your water bottles. And it, you know, when the children were young, we had strollers. We just loaded coolers with those ice packs in them, and we would have lunch and dinner. You know, from what we brought, we'd get like really nice lunch meat and stuff like that, and make really good sandwiches. And so we could go into the parks without dropping a dime, because we weren't always buying souvenirs and stuff like that. And so, because, you know, once you get a bunch, you don't need to be buying stuff all the time. And so, you know, you can budget like that. So locals to Disney World was a big, big deal. But yeah, Florida definitely has a lot nice to offer. Let's see. We are getting a lot of rain tonight and some really loud thunder. Oh, wow. Well, Rita, you know, going back to my, you know, school days of rudimentary weather that I learned in probably 8th grade or something, you know, hot and cold air. I mean, it's wintertime. It's supposed to be almost 70 tomorrow. That tells me that you get those rare winter thunderstorms. I have no idea if that's right or not. I'm just guessing on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if I watch the weather on the news and they said that, like, you know, the warm front and the cold front. Hey, Sarah Rathbone. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing a good and has an amazing week. You as well. Glad to have you here and let you know what's going on. You are way behind on the chat. You can do mobile live streams on StreamYard. I did today, and I don't have 1,000 friends. Interesting. Yes, you can't. Well, if I can, yeah, so I can carry this this tablet here and go anywhere, and I could run it from that. Did you do it? Did you say you did it on a mobile device, or did you do it on a tablet? Because I believe it it will sift out the OS and see if you're on a mobile device or if you are on a non-mobile device. I'm interested to know. And I know I'm way behind on the chat. That's because I'm chatting. Chad, heading out. Take care. You as well. I'm growing the same way. Have decided to put up a second channel. That's awesome. I have 2 channels as well, AAA. But my other one is completely different. Has nothing to. It's the Eclectic Handyman. And so it's about like tools and fixing stuff. Um, but yeah, it's good to have a niche or I should say different topics and categories, because a lot of channels that become kind of homogeneous in nature and they try to mix a lot of stuff, like say somebody was like a Disney channel, but then all of a sudden they had, they were doing Disney World, and then all of a sudden they had a bunch of videos about like their motorcycle trips, in the mountains or something like that. I don't know. Some people might, oh, that's cool to have all that. But if the name of the channel was like, WDW, number one or something, so it's kind of good to separate channels out based on their branding. Yes, the only sports I never miss are Buckeye football games. I'm Buckeyes and Steelers. Buckeyes on occasion, I do miss football games because on Saturday, but yeah, anything else I can do without. Go Bucks! That's right. I like ice skating. You know what? I enjoy ice skating as well. I actually would plan to do a video on the channel doing some ice skating sometime. I mean, nothing professional. It's just, it's fun. I've been growing the same way, but getting ready to start a new channel for more emphasis on my Power of Love collection. Oh, very cool. Yeah, there you go. Well, always you can drop a plug here. I always encourage folks, talk about your channels here, spread the news, spread the information. Foxy says, tennis killed my ankles. I cannot ice skate. That's unfortunate. Maybe what you could do though, Foxy, I know you can't ice skate and it's completely different, but can you do stuff like snow tubing and stuff like that? Like, so like you can still enjoy kind of the winter doing some stuff. What will you be doing in February? Yeah, that was Paulina, I think, asked that a little bit earlier. I don't have like concrete plans for anything. I said like the Ripley's pass are expiring. I hope we get some more snow. There's a lot of things. I have a whole list. I actually have a list. I keep a digital list of all the things and all the videos I want to do on this channel. I also have a slew of videos on the Eclectic Handyman. I'm also working on branding for that channel. That's why I haven't put out a video in a while. I'm just about to do the same thing to that channel that I did to this channel. But February, I kind of play it by ear. I don't have really a calendar, especially with the family. You got to kind of figure things out. I look forward to late spring and summer. All the snowbirds go away and life returns to normal. Yeah, I know. That was the one thing about Florida, but guess where they come, Mike? They come back here. I saw one Florida plate today when I was out. Hey, all about the Smokies. Hey, Mr. Mountain Man. Hey, how did your live stream go? I know you said you were going to do the year in review. Did you do that? And did it go well? For those of you that weren't here last week, if you want to check it out, last week's live stream, I did a year in review on the Mr. Mountain Man channel, the best video, worst video, most thumbs up, most thumbs down, best like this, that, kind of a fun conversation. And I know you were going to do it as well, Bob, on all about the Smokies. Let me know how that goes or did go, or if you haven't done it yet. Oh, wow. Almost became a professional ice skater. That's awesome. Wow. That's super cool. When I was growing up, the thing that we did in like elementary and middle schools, we had skate parties in Ohio. Like, you guys remember that? Like roller skates? Like we would go, like the school would go and we'd have like skating parties like twice a year from, it'd be by grade or whatever. And that's where like, you'd, get, girlfriends and boyfriends and stuff like that. And so I can't imagine they do that, anything like that anymore. I mean, skating rinks, I think, were kind of at the tail end of their popularity, coming out of maybe like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And now I think they've a lot of them become obsolete. Although we lived down in Florida, there was one, but I don't recall kids ever having a party from school there. Some of their friends did for birthday parties. I'm looking for somewhere not too far away from here in Northern Ohio to take my wife for her birthday weekend after next. Any ideas? Well, if my mom and dad are here, they might have a great suggestion. I mean, if you're thinking generically, you can't do the lake stuff because it's too cold. So, all your Put in Bay and all that stuff's closed, and your different islands up there that are a little quieter, maybe a little more romantic, depending on what you're looking for. Cleveland's the biggest city up your way to unless you came down to Columbus, but you said not too far away. So, if you're looking for a one-off nice restaurant, I know there were some decent things up there, Sandusky and Huron, which is just up from your way north. But I don't have any like specific place. Maybe if my mom's still around, she might mention something. Hey, Paulina says, good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Great weekend. Great night. Safe week. Till next time, sing love and good vibes only, always and forever. What a positive message. Very, very cool of you. Appreciate that. And thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful week as well. On the reverse side of the snowbird thing in Florida, I know in the some of us Floridians are the snowbirds in the Carolina. Yeah, you beat me to it. So I said it and didn't read the comment yet. You are exactly right. As I get dry. Down goes the water. I tell you, after these live streams, my voice is cooked. Like, I know some folks do live streams with other people, pardon me, or multiple people, or take longer pauses. But I just get on a roll. But man, my voice can get. I got to have enough of the H2O here. Yes, that was cool about the professional skating thing. Did you start doing that in grade school and like junior high and high school and stuff? Or what was the aspirations? Did you, thinking about like Olympics and stuff like that, or just professional in general for shows and whatnot? That's pretty cool. I've never known anybody who's gone after that. I'm sure if I had lived in like New York or Minnesota or Canada or something like that, more people were into that in hockey. We had trouble just getting hockey, like where I was growing up. I remember at one time there was a talk about getting hockey going, and I signed up for the team, and then it never happened. Oh, hey, we got Susan Thompson here. Hi, everyone. I'm back. Sorry I've been gone so long. Welcome, everyone, to Mr. Mountain Man. Appreciate it, Susan. You as well. Hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. Let's see. I'm 7 minutes behind. Did I miss any comments? Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I got lost here. Oh, Living Like Larry, almost 100 subs now. That's a big milestone, but I need to upgrade my equipment soon. Yeah, that's one video I wanted to do. Maybe you'd find it helpful, Larry. I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been wanting to do it for like a year and a half. I kind of learned the ropes on a lot of different things, and there's a lot of kind of entry, medium, advanced, types of equipment and ways you can do things and stuff. And people might be like, well, what is that guy talking about? He does. I don't ever measure people's knowledge. Not talking to you, Larry. I'm talking about to people out there, the naysayers. We probably never should judge somebody's experience based on their sub count or knowledge. I should say knowledge, but being a technical person by nature, a lot of this stuff came pretty easy to me, and I was able to digest and absorb a lot of the information and kind of the best practices. I just don't able to give the time to YouTube, obviously, but I do have a lot of understanding on a lot of the ways to make things favorable and enjoyable for the audience. I always wanted to make a couple of videos on that, but I have not done yet. Mr. Mountain Man channel on home repairs and tools and how to use them. Check out the Eclectic Handyman. Thank you so much, Foxy, for posting that. Proud of that channel, and I really enjoy that. That one's a lot of fun too. Different, fun. Oh geez. Oh goodness, Rita. Just happened what happened in Nashville. Man, that was a loud bang of thunder and lightning. That scared the bejesus out of me. Oh my gosh. I thought a bomb went off, just like you said. That was crazy. You'll have to rewind the live stream. People are probably cracking up at me. That is nuts. That was super loud. I was not expecting that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a couple extra gray hairs on that one. Bob says live stream went well. It was a lot of fun. Try to send people over to YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. The plug is, I'm humbled. Thank you very much. I just want to know, did people enjoy it? And was the interaction, fun? It seemed to go well here. How to everyone say hi, many in the chat, moving so fast, can't keep up. Hellos. Yes. Hello to everyone. What's your channel's name? Yeah. Living Like Larry. I think it's living. If you query Living Like Larry, you'll find it. Spent many weekend nights at Ohio Skate in Findlay. Oh, cool. Yeah. Just a different time back then. not much of in the way of outdoor things to do. And oh, you meant within 4 to 6 hours. Well, that opens up a lot because now you've got Detroit, Indy, Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland. Shoot, you can even get to Pittsburgh. Probably. So all those cities, you know, just really to me, it would be like, it's the pandemic going on. That kind of takes the edge off of some of the fine dining and things to do. I mean, there's the old generic, find a nice, you probably get better rates on hotels right now. Go to one of these cities maybe you've never been to before. Um, maybe that has some views and some, maybe some nice area and, find a nice place to eat or get takeout, depending on how you want to do it. It's kind of generic, but maybe kind of not too, to experience a little quasi staycation. When I say stay, I mean in the area of 4 to 6 hours kind of thing. Oh, Blondie's heading out. Have a blessed night. Thank you to Mr. Mountain Man for a great live stream. And thank you to you as well. Great having you here as always, Blondie. Hope you are having a wonderful week. And again, tell Traveling Hoosier, I think he was here for a minute. Say hello. There's Living Like Larry. And yes, Living Like Larry will stop being U code Lazen DF9G and be Living Like Larry as soon as he gets to 100. So if you're not subscribed to Living Like Larry, let's push him over the 100. And then Larry, in a couple of days, you can get that cool URL. Please hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that, Susan. I was saying earlier how humbled I am by that. Yes, for shows. Yep, just subscribed. Cool. And appreciated. That's nice. Helping out somebody. What software to use for your editing? I use Power Director. And I bought the license. I don't have the subscription. So I think I'm on Power Director 17. There is a lot of good software out there. But it seems to do pretty well. Yeah, Mr. Mountain Man just saw a ghost. That's pretty much what happened. I don't know if it came through, but that freaked me out. I was like, because it was so loud over my shoulder. I'm talking like sometimes in the mountains here, we get some. I thought living in Florida, the lightning and tornadoes and stuff was loud, but some of the stuff here in the mountains is crazy loud. Like some of the loudest stuff I ever heard in my life. Yeah, all about Smokies for anyone that hasn't checked them out. Have a real good channel as well. I think Pittsburgh is on our travel ban still. Yeah, that's funny. That's what I thought the reaction was. Yeah, I don't know what. There, all about the Smokies. Yep, he's got it and using the shortcut now. Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, yo, good. So then you could put. Oh, I didn't know you did get over 100. Okay, great. Thank you for the correction. All right, so let's get into housekeeping for the week of January 25th, 2021. So as always, we'll start over here and take a look at a couple of pictures. I don't have too many this week, which is crazy, but let me get this out of the way. What did we have? Let's see. Yep, had my wrist strap with the American flag. That was cool with the little flex right there at the gym. That was nice. Let's see. This was on Saturday, and I believe this is Rita, right? Yes, and it looks pretty heavy. Those were 100-pound dumbbells I was doing for shoulder press, and right after that, I kind of like had them, and I was doing it, and I kind of like my back torqued like a little bit and got sore. I haven't been injured from lifting weights in a long time, but that Saturday, just Saturday, I was feeling a little uncomfortable. It wasn't that my shoulders couldn't handle it. It was the way I was sitting. That's a lot of weight to be thrown around over your head. And so, yeah, that was a little bit crazy. It happened right after that. Thankfully, the next day I woke up, everything was better. This was interesting if you haven't seen this picture yet. So this is the less cool side of things in wintertime when you don't have snow. So I took this shot, and unfortunately, I'm looking at the screen on StreamYard. By the way, I'm just noticing now, as soon as I start housekeeping in the news, like 5 people drop off. I know people seem to say they enjoy all the content, but I still get feedback, it seems visually, that maybe not everybody's digging the format that I go into. But I don't know. I still really enjoy this. So I guess the 15 people that are here aren't going to say that they don't. The 5 people that left or whatever will. But anyway, back being on topic. Um, let's see. Yeah, so look at that picture, right? It's just like when there's no snow, there is so much brown from trees that are dormant in the winter or don't have the leaves on it. And it's not really super pretty. It looks like a bunch of twigs. And my comment was, the brown colors of winter in the mountains without snow is really not that beautiful. This is probably why I'm such a fan of evergreen trees, green all year round. And you know what? You got this is from Mount Mitchell. Is this stuff not amazing? Look at this twig. This is from September, when I did that video called Cold Summer Morning in the Mountains, which would have been September 21st. So what are we? What is it? 4 months later, it still has all the needles on it. You would have thought I sprayed it with glue, like that glue you use on like fabric. I have not sprayed this. I don't know why the needles aren't coming off. Super awesome. You'd think this is a fake plant. But anyway, the point being is that this is why pine trees and evergreens and all that kind of stuff looks really cool, because you get the green all year long. So if you're looking to spruce up your yard and you live in a northern climate that loses the leaves, so not Mike down in Florida or Faye and other folks, but if you live anywhere, putting some green is nice. There you go. Last night. So check this out. These were flank steaks, right? And normally what I call flank steak is London broil, but these were actually marketed. I got them at Walmart. These were actual Angus flank steak. Okay. They were on sale because they were expiring that day, but they hadn't turned green or anything crazy like that. I mean, they were beautiful, but it was really interesting because the London broil I get is normally about 2 inches thick, and I cut it really thin. But this flank steak was wrapped up in the cellophane, styrofoam container, and laid out really flat, and super easy to cook compared to London broil, which is so thick that you almost have to barbecue it. And those things were a big, big hit last night. Everybody loved the flank steak. That's a McCormick brown sugar and bourbon marinade, just the packets you buy at the grocery. Listen, I go easy, but it tastes good. It's a gas grill with store-bought marinade and cooking it, and I'm telling you, it's fantastic. People that, over the years when I'm like, oh, I enjoy grilling, they're like, well, did you get, did you smoke for 68 hours? And, did you cover it and use this, and that? And I'm like, no, I just, cooked it. I appreciate all of that extraneous effort when people have the time, which I do not. And I'm telling you, this food is absolutely fantastic. And as I've mentioned before, you don't have to have when I see a propane grill at somebody else's house and it looks like you're just metal to metal cooking, there is a way to get flavor on the propane grill. First of all, we've talked about it before. There is a tray in there where you put the wood chips. It's made to have that. So if you put the new chips in it, and then that adds a smoky flavor that gets under the grill. You can also buy ceramic briquettes that you place down by the burners, okay? These briquettes take a long, long time to disintegrate over time. They last a really long time, but they have that flavor baked in. So between the marinades and the foods and the dripping on those ceramic briquettes, the chips, and then what you have left on the grill after you clean it and you're sanitary, you get a tremendous repeat smoke grill flavor in a propane grill. And I'm telling you, I've been doing it for years. And so for anybody who needs to cook on the run or just, doesn't have 18 hours to smoke something, you can have an excellent grilled meal on a propane grill. Let's see here. Anybody have any comments on that? Yes, Twitter, Instagram is at Mr. Mountain _man if you want to follow me. I gave a knock on Twitter and said I don't use it much, and and some other stuff, and I don't have many followers, but I looked at it today when I posted when I was going to do the live stream, and I was kind of looking at all my tweets. I'm like, this isn't that bad. I'm like, people should, if they're on Twitter, follow it, because every once in a while I post an article. I've got my videos and got the Instagram links, and I can tell when I'm having the live stream. So it's not bad. Yep. But if you have a channel, just let Foxy know. She'll post the link there. That's awesome. That's what Ohio looks like in the winter, uncool and blah. That picture, exactly. I saw that and immediately I was like, I gotta take a picture because not every day is like the Hallmark movie pictures that I've posted before. Anything you have to say, Mr. Mountain is interesting. Bookkeeping or news and notes are all good. Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate that. And I just noticed an immediate drop off, and I'm like, that's kind of depressing because I do put a little, I put some effort into making sure this happens. But whatever, it needs to be organic. I don't want it to be, I don't, I don't want to do handstands just because. Make sure you hit the like button if you have to cut out so you get notified each week and enjoy all this great social time with Matt Man and others. Appreciate that. And I know I was on a little bit later tonight. Oh, steaks again. I was waiting when you mentioned them last night on Yits, and yes, and they turned out excellent, delicious. Yes, and the seasoning. So Rita, normally what I do is I get the I think it's McCormick, right? I'm closing my eyes because I'm trying to vision. I'm about 99% sure it's McCormick. It's little black packages. Normally I just get the Montreal steak marinade one, and I have a can of that. But I thought the brown sugar and bourbon, I'm like, because a lot of the other ones are for chicken. And I thought that would be good, and it was. It needs to start a food wagon. Yeah, I do enjoy, that's the one thing that I can do if we have guests over is grill. My wife is a better cook, obviously. I say obviously, like you guys know, but she can cook better. I'm 100 times better in the kitchen than I can. I'm very good at following directions. So, like, if there's a box, like, okay, the um the pasta noodles that are like Caesar and some of the other flavors at the grocery, and they come with the seasoning. Those, like, I follow the directions to a T and they taste fantastic. And sometimes I'll add tuna to them. So like that stuff, I'm not bad, but it doesn't take any creativity. You're just following directions. But when it comes to creative cooking, my wife's better. I'm not on Twitter, but I checked to see when you were coming on. Good. And I'm glad that people are still looking at that because I always make sure I try to do that. I use a lot of the Montreal steak seasoning too. It does a great job. Yeah. So if I don't have the packets, what I did 2 weeks ago for the other steaks was I went online and said Montreal steak marinade because there's, it's like a quarter cup of water, quarter cup of oil, 2 tablespoons of some vinegar, apple vinegar, white vinegar, and then the marinade. But I don't have the measuring amount of the marinade. So I just looked online and cheated and got some of that. So yeah, there are the updated pictures. I'll try to get some more of the mountains in there. Oh, and I forgot to show as well. Hold on one second. I'll just quickly show that again once it comes back up. Yeah, there. I also had the eclectic candyman. I've been posting pictures recently, but there is a YouTube, a Instagram channel that goes along that, which is just instagram.com, the.eclectic.handyman. And some of the stuff that I get into, all that fun stuff. I haven't sometimes I take pictures and I forget to. By the way, that was kind of a popular video. The grout one. Some people really enjoy that. I got a couple of comments on that one. All right, cool. Let's move along to the news and notes of the week. So that was the housekeeping. And now we will move over to the news and notes of the week of January the 25th, 2021. This will be kind of brief because it is later. I knew it was going to be later. And I didn't want to make everybody exhausted tonight. So let's go over to here and hit present. Make sure it comes up. We'll hide this. Make sure I can see your comments. And everything is slowing down. All right. All right. So I did talk about this article last week, but there was more information in the article because details were vague last week and about some other places as well. So follow me along for just a minute. And if you're like, oh, I already heard this before. All right. So yes, the title is Christ in the Smoky closure is the latest in a series of changes for Gatlinburg community. So if you listen to the article, there's a few things noted in here. A longtime roadside attraction, Gatlinburg has announced they are closed for good. Christ the Smokies and Gardens announced on social media January 11th they had lost their lease. Employees say the owners of neighboring Gatlinburg Ski Lift Park purchased the lease. So that's interesting. The Ski Lift Park, that's the one that has the lift that goes up there in Gatlinburg. And I believe the bridge in the sky, or why am I like having a brain fart here? The highest walkway there in the Smokies. I'm just drawing a blank, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I think they own both of those. Gatlinburg's Christ and the Smokies closes, says lease bought by the park. The museum on River Road has welcomed visitors for 30 years. First as Christus Gardens, then later as Christ and the Smokies. Walk through biblical times, life-size figures, and special effects. We want to thank everyone for coming to the museum over the years. We are prayerfully looking for a new location for the dioramas, figures, and exhibits. We appreciate your prayers and hope to have news before Easter. That's interesting. So they're looking, maybe for somebody to pick it up. There is another, well, there's a like a Christian dinner theater in Pigeon Forge. Who knows? Maybe they could use it. The museum. Okay, so here's where some of the other changes. The museum on River Road in Gatlinburg is one of several changes at longtime business at Gatlinburg. Sweet Fanny Adams held a final show on December 31st, dropping the curtain on 44 years as downtown attraction. I never did go there, but that was another interesting. Another interesting piece of news. Thank you for 44 wonderful years. Always look on the bright side of life. The theater posted on their ticketing website. 2 longtime business owners have died. Also, 2 longtime business owners in the area. Ober Gatlinburg's president Anders, Bruce Anders, of 64 years old, died on January 8th. And the Donut Fryer announced on January 7th that the owner, James Ryan, had died. The changes come amid a year of increased tourism, as many take advantage of the great outdoors for social distancing. You can read between the lines on this article. It's weird because Gatlinburg is actually, as like a lot of people have known and given reports, especially on other channels, it's kind of like visually seen an uptick in tourism because a lot of it's outdoors, aside from the attractions and such. But, who knows what this shakeup is. But one thing that's more than apparent is how much that valuable that land is in downtown Gatlinburg to hotels and other places. I mean, think about where, I've talked about it before, where Margaritaville in Gatlinburg is. That used to be a Best Western on the river there, which I think many years ago had a reservation for, and then they basically said, we have to cancel it. We're closing the hotel. They bulldozed it and built that. So, pardon me. Obviously that was a much nicer hotel, which turned out to be great because we ended up staying at the DoubleTree there in Gatlinburg, which is our favorite hotel. Why do I always forget the name of that? It is a DoubleTree, Park Vista, the Park Vista, beautiful hotel. Yeah. So let me see. Did anybody say anything about that? Let's see. Smoky Mountain Hiker said last night they've already gone up on parking since the Skylift about lease. When you say gone up on the parking, do you mean like they raised the rates on the parking? They're really taking it to folks, huh? But I don't want to misquote that. Skylift's supposed to start bus trips up to Skybridge. Thank you, Foxwolf. Speculated that Christ lot used to be used for parking for bus trips. I know, like at holidays, Christmas, they were charging, was it $15 a car? Because we've parked there before and paid for parking. It's right behind where that big parking deck is. Not the parking deck from the aquarium, but the other parking deck about halfway through downtown. But yeah, who knows how much that land is worth. And I'm not sure what attendance was like there. But yeah, changes in the Gatlinburg area. Hey, by the way, was watching some videos last night. Let me tell you something. Has anybody ever been to Switzerland before? That is absolutely numero uno place that I want to go someday. Overseas in Europe, is absolutely incredible. Some of the towns there are like, I think Gatlinburg kind of has that little bit of a Swiss kind of, especially when you get over by the Pancake Pantry and some of the architecture. I'm not talking about everything, but kind of that close, kind of town in the mountains kind of feel. But if you look at Switzerland, my goodness, the beauty that is there, the mountains, the snow, the shopping, the food, the people, the culture. It is like, Gatlinburg on steroids times 1,000. It's absolutely a beautiful, very, very beautiful place on earth. And one of the towns has, some of the most iconic mountains are there, and just all the neat stuff. It was really interesting. Just went on a little bit of a tangent watching some documentaries on Switzerland. Just a beautiful place. It reminded me of that. All right. So next up, one other article. This is this article, I don't know if it's really interesting or not. It's a segment in the local WLS called the Ingalls Open Road. Ingalls is a local grocery, so they go to different places. But Wolf Ridge Ski Resort. So one of the things I'd like to do in the future is get a season pass for one of the North Carolina ski resorts, so that we could ski, unlimited all season long. Over Gatlinburg has it as well. But what's interesting about a lot of these places is some of them have terrible reviews. They're overcrowded and their equipment is old, and the thing is that Wolf Ridge is actually the closest one to where the Asheville area, not far from where I did that video last week. But it was kind of interesting. There's a picture from it. This article talks about it. But if you've been cooped up in the house for a while, the colder months make it challenging to find exciting things to do. Luckily, there's another exciting location of Mars Hill, North Carolina. It shows you how to embrace the fun of winter. Wolf Ridge opened in 1969 as the closest ski slope to Asheville and Johnson City. The rustic lodge overlooks the slopes, offering guests 3 stone fireplaces with large viewing area of the slopes. You can find goggles, gloves, face masks, and other essential items at the gift shop. The rental shop provides a quick and efficient process to get the gear you need. And then they go into an advertisement. You can always pack an Ingalls picnic. Um, there's a snow sports school, private ski and snowboard lessons. The skiers and snowboarders, the place offers 3 lifts to 4 different slopes from beginner to advanced. And don't forget the tube run, which is located a half mile from the slopes. Absolute blast for all ages. Try the magic carpet, pure snow covered happiness, 350 feet in the air. And so, yeah, if anybody has any experience, I don't think we're doing anything this year, but if anybody has any experience in the North Carolina ski resorts, have either been to Sugar Mountain, Beach Mountain, or any of these places, Mom, why are you sending me a text that says I know how to use the mod tools? Just tell me on the chat that you know how to use the mod tools. I'm calling her out. I'm calling you out, Mom. Just put in there that you know how to use the mod tools. But because I'm looking at my phone here. So if anybody has any experience, like I said, Beach Mountain, Sugar Mountain, Cataloochee, Wolf, all the different ones, I'd be interested to hear if anybody knows any of those. Let's see. Rita had said, I wanted to visit Christ and the Smokies, but never got around to it. Maybe if they reopen, I'll get to see it. Yeah, it doesn't sound like they're going to reopen, but it sounds like maybe they'll find a new home for their artifacts, but I don't know if that'll be the same museum or just repurposed. But I can recommend the Carpetbagger had a walkthrough that was extensive. I didn't watch the whole thing, but if you really wanted to see it and immerse yourself, that's probably the next best thing since they did close it. And then the last thing over there is the weather. So there you go. Look at that. That's where the lightning came from, because tomorrow it's going to be 67 degrees, low of 40, and then Thursday 38. So yeah, you're talking about, I was a little bit off. You're talking about what, 29-degree difference in the highs, but no snow. I mean, that stinks. I mean, 38, 22, but it's still rain. And then 49, 51. This right here, 51, 35. That is like the epitome of North Carolina mountain winter. High 50, low mid 30s, no snow and sunny. Very, very mild, typical winter. So I know a lot of people would find that neat. I kind of find it like just not, too cold to be wonderful outside, but not cold enough to have fun in the snow kind of stuff. So, yeah, Bob said he didn't go either. I've seen today Margaritaville is opening a campground in the spring outside Pigeon Forge. That's interesting. I think that a lot of people would enjoy that. I know camping is, another big thing in the surrounding areas of Gatlinburg. I haven't gotten big into it, obviously, but yeah, 57 be so nice. That shorts weather. Well, I'm definitely into the shorts since I'm wearing them right now. But yeah, there you go. You have your housekeeping. Let me just click every single banner here. News and notes for the week of January the 25th, 2021. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so let's see here. Yes, it would be. It's 32 where Ted and Deborah Harrison are. Yeah, I can't complain. I don't know what that one thunder and lightning clap. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. It's probably gonna make me crack up. Not crap. I hope not. It's going to make me crack up that it got right behind me. Going to have a lodge and more restaurants too. What's going to be interesting is Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg are becoming so uber popular, like even more just in the last few years. Like they've always been popular, but I'm talking like uber next level because it's a mecca of entertainment for a geographic region in the United States that draws a lot of people from Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. And I mean, a lot of you folks have been to that area. And if you drive down the parkway in Gatlinburg, some of the attractions, if you're there at high time, the dinner shows are overflowing. The golf carts, everything is just packed. And that even during the pandemic year, they were packed. Imagine when things get, back to normal, it's going to start being a thing in the area to really start navigating like when to take that trip to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge when nobody else, or at least the crowds, have subsided. It still seems that it is not completely a year-round craziness. There's still hot spots, meaning if you go around January 15th or 20th or right about now, I think the crowds are a lot less right now because, kids are in school and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that'll be another angle maybe for you, Bob, all about the Smokies, like, talking about the times of the year that are great to go. But that's the thing, I always short sell this side of the mountains because, as Larry knows, that's been here recently, and a lot of other folks, Western North Carolina, I say underrated. It's just not up in lights with sparkling lights and wow, 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 and all in your face. That's not Western North Carolina. It's a little more subdued. It's outdoors. It's a little bit of a slower pace. It's nature, a little less heavily traveled, like the Great Smoky Mountains National Park entrance and some of the stories we've talked about, overflowing areas and garbage and things. So there's a little bit more serene and quiet nature of Western North Carolina, some of the highest peaks, and beautiful culture and city of Asheville. Asheville is definitely one place on my channel. People ask me what I'm going to do. I will be covering more of Asheville when we can get back to normal. Go downtown, see the shops, the restaurants, the things there, what to do in the culture. Very, very different than, like a Gatlinburg or a Pigeon Forge. And not that they need comparing, just very, very different. And so, I'll be interested to get back there as I'm able to, again, doing it as a hobby. Yeah, it's a wonderful site. And I think maybe folks, we have kids, so I get it. So maybe a lot of families are like, no, we're not going to go to Western North Carolina because, all the fun is over in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. We're just going to go there. And if we want our mountain fixed, we'll just go into Great Smoky Mountain National Park. That is not a bad plan. I mean, Great Smokies Mountain National Park is always 1 and 2 there with Yellowstone. It's an amazing place and there's nothing to discount it, but there is a lot of beauty and nature and neat things to do, culture, food, and entertainment over here as well. So there's a lot to be said about Western North Carolina. But I too love Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. I spend a lot of time there with the family. Enjoy going over there. East Tennessee is wonderful. But one of the things I do enjoy on this channel is being able to cover this side of the mountains as well. LOL. Maybe that was in my reference to getting scared about the lightning. It is rumored that Margaritaville is going to be where Boyd's Bear building is sitting. Interesting. 32 degrees. I told you that was loud. The kitchen sink. Yeah, that's what happened. It was super loud, Rita. That's why I said your name, because you had just told me the story and it happened to you. Excuse me. I hear it raining right now too. It's right. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't either. But everybody's got that piece of Mr. Mountain Man getting scared out of his pants earlier. It was extremely beautiful on your side of the mountains, Mr. Mountain Man. There's much more for me to see. I have some books here, and I agree. I have shown them on the live streams. I'll bring them back. Um, Everybody knows all the high points of all the areas. And even here in West North Carolina, we can say that we can all rattle off the big thing: Grandfather Mountain, Chimney Rock, Mount Mitchell, Maggie Valley, and all the big ones. But there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of like waterfalls and hikes and historic places and all these things that are all documented. You just have to look for them. They're just not page one, brochure type information places. So there is an unlimited amount of very, very cool things here. I have always loved WNC over Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, there is beauty on this side of the state. I mean, and it shows because a lot of people are trying to move here. Asheville looked like a beautiful city with lots to do and lots of eateries, and there is. I look forward to getting back with, and doing them. One day I'll cover all those areas, hoping they grow one day. Yep. And there's a lot to see. Very artsy and eclectic, like the Eclectic Candyman. So I guess it fits my nature. It is very artsy. A lot, there is art and culture. Some people call it Portland of the East. And so, yeah, Asheville proper itself does have that. There's a lot of a young population here, a creative population. There's a lot of microbreweries. There's a lot of great restaurants. A lot of places to go. So it's pretty cool. Fridays Forever did a nice walkthrough of Asheville. That's awesome. There are some great ones. I told you guys once the kind of craziness that there's been a few channels like Tampa Bay Aerial and some others that did some incredible YouTube videos of Asheville and got bombarded by thumbs down and like almost look like bots. And people just don't come back. This place is garbage. We don't need anybody else living here. Like literally people that are clinging not to have people move here. And I took like a beat and I was like, oh my gosh, like if these people ever find my channel, I'm going to be done for. I'm going to have as many thumbs down as thumbs up when they're like, stop promoting the area. It's going to be crazy. And I saw it on more than one video. You would see, and it was like all fabricated accounts, but all of them said the same kind of negative garbage, don't, I don't want anybody else moving here. We don't need people. This is, terrible video. And of course, the video authors, if they're not from the area, they get a little, they're a little confused. They're like, well, I don't understand what you're talking about. It's a beautiful place. So anyway, well, guys, I think that's probably going to do it for here. It is just a little bit past 10 o'clock. I got on a little bit late. We're at $1.22 on the live stream. I want to thank every one of you for coming here tonight. I enjoyed all the conversation. I hope you did as well. Please keep an eye on the channel, this and the Eclectic Candyman as well. Thank you to everybody that plugged their channels. Please subscribe to everyone else. If you're here and have not subscribed and you did enjoy the content, please do so. Feel free to support as well and hit the thumbs up. I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe, fantastic, blessed week. And until next Monday or next video or next time I see you in one of the other live streams, I hope you all have a wonderful week and a great night. Take care and good night, everyone.